You got all that one, didn't you?
I had an heart attack last year.
Did you?
Yeah, so
That's a good union, if I can judge him, fuck that.
no. Sitting there and watching the game and I'm just
We've got to get ready to go, boys. We ready? As soon as they get to the skip and that, and then they walk in, we're gonna have to walk up behind. You reckon, yeah?
On my arm, got torn to rotator cuff.
I had rotator cuff.
People, send this out to everyone you know. Get people in there watching this. We are about to breach. Right, are you ready, boys, yeah? Wait there, let's turn in. Right, let's go, come. Are they going in? Have they been approached? Come on in. Go on in you go. What are they fucking doing? I don't know. Go on then. Go. Go. You bowl in before us as well because it's another face they don't know, innit? Do you know what I mean? And we're going in behind. We're just bowling straight past. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This way. This way.
Sorry.
Fucking hell. Hello, mate. You alright?
Where's John?
Fucking bowling in and he's like, oh, hold on. Let me fucking go in there. Fuck's sake. What's mad? Yeah.
Time to wear out.
On camera as well. We're not going to get in there now. We're not going to get. Yeah, she's got. We're not going to get in there now. She's fucked it. Fucking mad. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Close it. Done and dusted. Doesn't matter. It's happening no matter what. We just ain't getting in there now. That's what's happening now. Absolutely bullshit up. It doesn't matter, it's what it is. I'm just going to play it anyway, it doesn't make no difference. What's going on, boss?
Hi, boss.
Go. How you doing, you alright?
Again.
Yeah.
I told you I'll be back today, didn't I?
Back today?
This ain't a game anymore,
going away,
brother.
mate.
You've got to understand what's playing out here, brother.
It was nice yesterday. Today we just got to sort it out. Just get it shut down, mate.
What's this all?
Evidence.
Oh, you brought the evidence.
Yeah, let's call the police.
Police are coming here
Yeah.
today, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Where's Anthony?
Are we ready? You ready?
Hi.
Let's rock and rolling. Let's go.
Sorry, who did the lead first?
Right, are we ready?
Yeah, who is it that you saw yesterday?
I didn't actually see anyone.
Sam.
I thought it was Sam, yeah.
Well, you go.
Come work on the scene. This is the lawyer here today.
Yeah, we don't want anybody in today.
No, there's no one in.
Sorry. still. There's not going to.
Preaching regardless, so.
Let's go. Push the
Here we
door.
go, let's go, here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go, here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go, here we go. Yeah, as promised yesterday, said we will be returning today. Are you ready for this? Let's fucking roll. Can we have whoever's in the cards? No, we're not here to be co-made. Hello, as promised, we told you we'd be back again today. Do you want to come down and talk to us? We'll go bang that up there.
Still got there's a chair.
I came here yesterday and explained. No, I'm not, my darling. I explained yesterday. That's fine, call the police, because that's exactly what we want today. Thank you very much for assisting us. You're right, my darling. We're not here to cause trouble or be violent or anything along them lines. We're just here to do what we said yesterday, which was to come back and serve as we're doing now. So, hello, mate. How you doing? You all right? As promised, we're back again today, like I said yesterday. So it's not a shock, is it? Because we did actually tell you we're coming back again today.
The police is coming. You know.
Yeah, no, that's fine, brother. That's exactly what we want. Like we told you, this is a criminal investigation over a police number. This is what we're here to do. This actually, unfortunately, has to play out. This is the process of the situation right now, so I appreciate you've got a job to do, but you've also got to understand these people have also got a job to do as well, you know.
My name is Anna de Buisseray.
So listen, otherwise it's ignorance. Listen.
And I can prove it. Okay, so we asked the centres closed down yesterday. We served them notice. We asked the police to come. The police witnessed us telling them that this is a live crime scene. It should not be operating. So we've had to come up. I've got another lawyer on their way, and we're going to be calling the police.
So they called the police anyway, so you've done what you need to do.
This is who I am, for those of you who want to see me. That's me at Sandhurst with my Queen's Commission. I'm Lieutenant, retired, Anna de Buisseray, 51st Signals Regiment. I'm working with Mark Sexton, Philip Highland, a team of international domestic lawyers, and this needs to close down. These are dangerous. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Anna. That's the first part. So, a few people listening. As you see, a gentleman just instantly dismissing us. You know, ignorance is a choice now, isn't it? You know, when we don't even want to listen to people who have come in and are addressing a room unexpectedly. You know, the first thing you do would be listen, wouldn't it? You know, what are these people doing here? Why are they here? You know, you just see the knee-jerk reaction of screaming anti-vaxxer. You know, this is the programming and the level of programming that they've got to now. They don't want to engage. They don't want to listen. They don't want to know. They're quite happy living in their own little bubbles, clueless to what is going on, trusting the authorities, trusting the mainstream media, trusting our politicians, trusting our police to be doing the right thing. That's above all anything else. You know.
If the police don't shut it down, then they are going to be accountable. We're going to civil arrest the police for not doing their job. You know, when the police come here, they have to do their job.
And look, this is the maddest thing, right? So even with everything just said, the people who work in know, we explained all that the other day, they just continue on. It's actually mental, you know. Not, let's just pause this for a second even, you know. It's just the complete ignorance of not wanting to know, not wanting to accept what's happening, you know. It's actually really scary, the levels of indoctrination that these people are now under because they think that they are doing the right thing. They do seem to be getting people out of here now. Actually, look, they're actually telling people that they've got to leave now, and they're walking them out. It's mental.
Are you live?
Yeah, we're live. Got to explain.
I just went there and I've just filmed them and just told them that what you're doing is against the crime, and she's just fucking pulled it shut.
Of course they will. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try and section everything else off. Look.
What? Sorry.
So now it's just going to be a case of waiting for the police to turn up and then going through the process of that and explaining why we are here. You know, they've got record of yesterday. I'm sure they're going to be here any second. More people turning up. More and more turning up to come and get them. It's just beyond the joke, isn't it? I still can't believe, as mad as it is, I just still can't believe that there's that many people who are still willingly just walking into this place. You know, the information is out there now. It's not like it's hidden anymore, you know. These people just don't want to accept what is actually happening. No, I'm not recording you, I'm just recording in the building. I'm not actually recording. Well, to be honest, it's not against the law to record people, so that might be what you want, but the law is it's not against the law. Okay, alright, well I'm recording over here like I told you, I'm not recording you, I'm recording inside of the building. Yeah, I am live, that's right, I'm recording, but I'm not recording you, I'm recording what's happening. Okay, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. Call the police because they're coming anyway, so it makes no difference. It makes absolutely no difference. Do you know what we should probably do now? Go around now and ask each one of them if they're understanding under their oath today live. Yeah, should we do that? Let's go around. We'll go around to each one. So no, I'm going to go around.
Go and get her.
Me and you will just walk over now. Okay, there you go. And you can ask, can't you?
Excuse me, guys. Can we ask you what medical? No.
It's for evidence.
This is
What medical
evidence.
oath you're
It's a
under,
live
please?
criminal investigation. This
The
is
police are on
evidence.
their way, but we're asking you what.
What oath are you standing under, please? Any of you medics, what oath are you standing under?
Okay, look at them
What code of
scramble.
conduct are you standing under?
I'm not a medic.
You're not a medic, no? You just dressed up like one.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on,
There you
let's
go.
go to the next
Let's go
one.
next one. Let's go now.
See how they respond.
That's it, yeah.
Excuse me, are you medically trained?
No,
No.
okay. Right. This one over here in the blue, this one.
What type of medic are you?
I'm one of the nurses working in
Right.
there.
Are you standing under an oath?
Standing under
Are
what?
you standing under an oath?
Like a medical oath.
Camera away.
Which
My
oath?
son is a
No.
minor.
Sorry, I'm
No, they're
I'm
not recording
you.
you.
Okay. Stop wagging your finger. Stop wagging your finger.
Please move away.
Yes, okay.
Please move away from me. Please move away from me.
So,
I'm going to call the police.
Police already on their way.
mate. We're waiting for the police.
It's not harassment, she's asking a very civil question.
Yep.
Young lady.
Are you standing under your oath today?
Are you standing under the oath?
It's just unbelievable, isn't it?
they don't even know.
No.
They ask what an oath is. They have no idea.
Is that what she said?
They don't know
What
what
is
an
an
oath
oath?
is.
Yep.
Let alone
thought you
cite
kicked off,
it,
that's what I
let
can't
alone
remember.
uphold it.
No, he's got the right uncle.
Good.
They don't know their code of conduct either.
So what we do?
They couldn't even cite their code of conduct to me.
All they're doing is just putting themselves deeper
No,
and deeper
literally.
and deeper. This lady's in charge here. This is the one in charge here in the leather jacket.
Right, okay.
She's not interested at all in entertaining anything. Not interested at all. Yeah, apparently so. I think they've called him.
Yeah, of course they have. Let's have it. Do you know what?
Everything's being done correctly.
Yep.
Absolutely everything's being done correctly.
Oh, hey, you got last orders
Look
in the
at
pub.
look how they've set this place up now. Look.
So now you can't see us.
I know. I think they're just. I think they're signing in getting ready to go into 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6 or 7 to get their jab. This is what I'm saying. Even with what's happening
So
now,
even
they're
though it's
still
a live
not
criminal
stopping him.
investigation,
They're still
they are
carrying on.
still killing people in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
They're still just continuing.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But behind
So,
the screens.
committing the crime on camera in
Yeah.
front of us,
Yeah.
even though we've told them
What we're
that this
doing.
is a
What
crime.
and we told them yesterday as well.
Okay, well, as long as we've got that evidence, then we're all very clear about what's happening.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I actually can't wait for the police to turn up.
Neither
man.
can I. I'm not going over. I'm not leaving it.
He's just a security guard. He don't care. No, he don't care. And I know, but what I'm saying is he don't care. He don't care. He's getting paid handsomely for doing what he's doing.
I've changed. No, no, you see.
Because my evidence shows that you are all victims because you haven't been taught the law, you weren't taught it at school. Were you taught any law before you were asked to come in?
What levels? Like in my job, security,
Well, okay, were you taught law at school?
what school?
Were you taught law at school?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
What law were you taught?
Well, I haven't done any specific.
Were you taught
All the things that people's names
so
are.
would you know
Information's there.
assault or manslaughter or previous conviction? Would you know that law?
You can't tell him not to
No.
speak.
No,
you
you
don't get
can't.
that
You
right
don't
to
have
tell
that
him.
authority.
And if you are, that
You
means
don't
you're
have
telling
that
him to
authority.
stop assisting in the criminal investigation. Just so you understand that.
If I taught law at school, when they-
Ignorance ain't going to
when
play
they're
it, and it ain't going to cut it.
asked them to
And this is the thing. Ignorance of the law does not stand.
which is why you're doing this. Yeah. And that's why me as
somebody
a
called
lawyer
the police again?
has to come in and tell you that unfortunately the law is being broken.
Takes on their way as far as you're concerned.
Sorry?
That is on him, brother.
I know it's not you. Criminal lawyers that are now aiding and abetting complicity in genocide. That's the legal position you're in.
So if these are
You don't
committing a
even
crime,
know that. That's
if these are committing a crime, yeah, and you're abiding to them,
Scary,
then
innit?
that's part of the crime. You see
You
what
don't
I'm saying?
think? You don't think reality's scary?
Put it this way, if you came out with
The reality of the situation you find
You might
yourself
not
in
even
now.
understand what
Yeah.
you're doing. You might not even understand, but let me explain something to you. You're
Look
part
at
of
that.
the-
Look at what you're
I
doing.
know.
You're turning your back on somebody
We're
who's
trying-
trying to explain to you something that you clearly do not understand. That is the epitome of ignorance. Literally. To turn your back on somebody.
I'm actually trying
You
to
think we're here
explain
for
to
fun, for a game? We're here because crimes are taking place. Our government has lied to us on an epidemic scale. Science has been lied and broken up and misused in a way to get people like you who have probably volunteered here to come and do the right thing to be
Or what you believe to be
manipulated into doing something that is actually against the law.
It's against humanity. What's going on at the moment? And what we're trying to do.
Informed consent is the law.
Yeah. So we're trying to explain to everybody what's going on.
Let's have a look at this over here. So, I think so these are all the people in here, actually. So yeah, screenshot this, guys, if you can. In fact, I'm going to do that now, just so they ain't got a clue. Who's where,
Who's where?
what
who's
pod
done
they're
it,
in,
Who's done it?
the vaccinators, Iman, Irene, Ruth, Suzanne, Minjabin, yeah. Admin is Andrea, Amanda, Kaisha, Santos, Ashili. Consent. Oh, look, so they have got a part with consent. Be interesting to see what they're actually putting there. There's a whole section there. There's a whole team there that Anna. There's a whole team on that deals with consent. It'll be interesting to see what they're
No,
actually
do you know
saying.
what
and
the
what they're-
NHS you know what the NHS application for vaccinator says?
Yeah.
You can assume that informed consent
Has
has
been
been
given.
obtained.
right.
Who obtained it?
Yeah.
Using what process? And no, they don't have the right to assume it's been taken. It's their individual responsibility at the time of injecting
Yeah.
to make sure.
To inform them.
So the NHS are lying to their own staff.
Yeah. To get them to do it.
I'm shaking.
Yeah, so am I.
For the record,
This is reality.
yeah.
This is reality,
This
mate.
is
This
a
is living.
killing field.
This is living in the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
On the evidence. That is not personal opinion.
Yeah.
That's on the
Evidence,
evidence.
yep.
Which is why the
And you've got
Metropolitan Police
plenty here.
Yep.
have opened in
Can't tell me I weren't coming in. Get out of the way.
I know.
You might as well get him back to
No, it's that.
He's alright, that security guard, to be fair.
Yeah, I've just said he's just, at the end of the day, he's just doing his job, you know what I mean? But it's the same process, though, you've got to understand. So, for those of you that have just joined, or wondering what the fuck is going on, yesterday, if you've seen the video, we came to my local vaccination centre and we informed them of what was happening, the fact that this is now a criminal investigation, a live case, and that we'd be back tomorrow if they did not close this premises. We gave them fair warning.
Here we are.
We've turned back up again today. It's now 5 minutes to 3. I'm guessing they were open from around about 10 o'clock, so they have been continuing on in the practice that we told them to stop. They clearly have not looked into any of the information that we gave them yesterday. And we're back. And we have breached into the centre with Anna, the lawyer. She has delivered her opening speech, if you want to call it that, to the people here, just to inform them as to why we are here. And now we are in the process of waiting for the police. This is the process that needs to happen. They all think they are above everything and everyone.
They do.
I think the gods.
So, you know, this one here, this one.
Yeah, but on camera, actually. I want to give that testimony that I've just given to Ryan.
Yeah.
Can you record me?
Yeah, sure. Over you go.
Is this
Hello, sir. You're right. Yeah, you know, it's not a shock, is it? Yeah, no, that's fine, brother. That's fine. I did tell you yesterday we'd be back today, didn't I? Do you know what I mean? So,
No, you weren't.
So first of all, we
what's the
need to
basic
before
for
we
today?
start, are you standing under your oath? Can you confirm, please, that you're standing under your oath? Are you standing under your oath? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You are entirely wrong. You do. Are you standing under your oath? Yes, you have to answer it. You don't have the right to say that. We are all equal. I am a senior lawyer. I'm a retired army officer. You have no right to tell me.
Can I talk with you, brother?
no. You have to. This is the process we're going through.
Are you standing under your oath?
So, did they
Anna, what does that say to you when two policemen will not tell you that they're
Well,
standing
I'm
under
about to
their
ask
oath?
them to recite their oath.
Yeah.
Can you recite your oath, even if you won't admit you're standing under
Go
it?
and get the other ones. These are rubbish. Get the other ones.
Excuse me.
Anna, let me say again. What does that tell you? If two
It
police
tells
officers
me-
will not tell you that they're standing
It
under their
tells
oath
me that
today?
either they don't know their oath,
Yep.
it's news to them that they had an oath,
Yep.
and I'm going to ask them to recite their oath. So that's what it tells me thus far.
We just want to go through a legal process, and you're here standing as police officers, so you might as well deal with us and speak to us.
So again,
I'll repeat the
again.
question. I'll repeat the question.
So, basically,
No, I'm still asking you a question. This is a live criminal investigation.
that's fine.
Are you standing under your oath? It's a simple yes or no answer. Are you standing under
I
your
don't
oath,
have to answer
please?
that.
You do.
If you're
You do.
coming in here,
You
what, are
are
you
paid by
impersonating
the
a police
people.
officer?
Sorry, can you stop all interrupting, please? Stop interrupting. I'm a lieutenant, retired lieutenant in the British Army.
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
All right.
I outrank you. So stop talking to me like I'm an idiot. Be quiet, please. So, no, I just said I'm speaking. Be
Yeah, and I
quiet,
said I
please.
don't have to answer it.
No, you
No,
do.
don't tell
You
me to
do.
be quiet,
Okay,
yeah?
are you a lawyer?
So,
Are you a lawyer? Yes or no?
am I not a lawyer? Yeah.
No, you're
But-
not. I am a senior lawyer. Here's my credentials. Can you bring this over? I'm a senior lawyer called in. Yes, you do. Will you stop interrupting?
Because we're following the
That's
process
who I
of the
am.
law.
And it's
Do you
been
understand
law.
that?
And
I know that, and I
okay
told you
because I'm
yesterday that I'm
speaking.
coming back.
And even if we
This
were
is the
to-
process now we have to play through. If you're coming here as a police officer, you have to answer the first question,
I'm not a
which
police
is,
officer. I don't have to answer.
but are you standing under your oath today?
So, I'm
Community
not,
officer,
Yeah, I'm-
Metropolitan Police, it says on your
I'm not a
handshake.
police officer.
Okay,
so I don't
right.
have to answer that.
Okay, well if that's what you think,
Yeah, they're coming, yeah.
brilliant, perfect. Okay, well, then he's saying he's not a police officer, so we're going to get some in.
Right at the beginning.
There you go.
Thank you.
Even though he's got
Thank you.
Metropolitan
Right,
Police on
let's
his
get it
side.
on the,
You're not
telling us
you're not police.
For the evidence, you're not a policeman, and you are a community support officer.
Yes.
And according to you, you don't have an oath. let alone have to stand under one. Is that right?
I don't have to answer.
Is that your...
So-
Yes, you do. Is that your understanding?
If that's his answer, he doesn't have to do it.
I don't
Understanding.
have to answer. I don't have to
Right, okay. How would you feel if I was talking to you and you were asking me questions and I simply refused to answer all your questions?
Yeah, that's completely
That's
fine.
not cooperative, is it? You would ask me to cooperate. I'm asking you to cooperate, and in fact I'm telling you because you are in part of a live criminal investigation into gross negligent manslaughter and misconduct in public office.
Crime number and
Yes, correct. That is correct, sir.
2-1.
As I told you yesterday.
I'm working with Mark Sexton and I have been.
6029, yeah?
Yes.
That's the one.
My great-grandfather was in the London Metropolitan Police, as was my grandfather, okay? And my great-uncle, who won a military cross, while I'm a lieutenant. That's why I'm here, because this is a breach of international criminal law, grave breaches of the Geneva Convention. Russia and China have noticed. Russia and China have noticed and called us out on it. Do you realise how serious that is?
I did, yeah.
Yes, that's the declaration.
So then that's why the question's being asked to you.
That's how serious this is.
Obviously, I'm not saying it's not going to go down.
Right, well then, I'm 56. I don't know how old you are, but defer to your elders, please. I'm a qualified lawyer. I was born in 1996. I've been practicing for 25 years, and I've been studying it for over 30. You're not a lawyer. I'm telling you, and I can prove the law because I've got it all here. Okay? So these three...
But do you understand why she's asking you this question? Because we have to establish that you are here under the right pretenses, that you are standing under your oath as an officer of the law to do the right thing. That's why she's asking you this. Because if you cannot say that, then you're no good to us, because then you're not operating the way that you should be.
Yeah, so yesterday I read the police report that you gave me.
Yeah.
I read every
You read
single
it, yeah?
page, even though six and something.
That's and I can guarantee you that's more than what these people have done here
So
today.
I read every single thing.
It's not that we are against you guys.
No,
it's
yeah.
just at the end of the day, we've got a job to do.
Oh, totally.
Okay,
That's
so,
why you
Do your job and shut this down.
exactly. So you've got your...
But this is her. But you've got to understand, this is her job. This is her job. This is what she's doing now. You know,
she's been employed.
She has evidence that is so overwhelming now. It cannot be refuted. Okay, we have tried since this started to have places like this stop. It's been ignored. We now have a live criminal investigation running through Hammersmith Police. Yeah. This is our next step in what we're doing. We came here yesterday to inform them. We gave them the information to tell them that it's a live criminal investigation, and this should now be stopping because it's a crime scene, yeah? And they didn't. So now we're back to gate, and we're going through the procedure, which we hope will stop what we're doing today, you know? So if you can't help us, if you can't say that you're standing there under your oath, we need to get the proper police down so that they can start dealing with what's actually happening.
Because more people getting jabbed than going to be adverse reactions.
This is the maddest thing.
What we're standing here
This is the
talking.
maddest thing.
Get the other police officers like sharply.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're coming, so they're on the way.
They should be here, like...
Thank you. We're not the enemy. We're not here to argue with you.
Like I said to him, we're not here to cause an argument or to cause anything.
But she has to go through the proper procedure and the process to establish that you're here under the right pretenses and that everything that's going to be carried on after that is going to be done correctly. Because now, at the moment, because you haven't said that you're under your oath and you haven't shown a warrant card or anything like that, you could be done for impersonating police officers right now because you haven't proven to us who you actually are.
And you too.
I'll give you my details now. I'm more than happy to give you my name and address and everything else. You know? Okay. But that's why she asked you whether or not you're standing under your oath today, because that's the first part of this process for all police officers.
For us to understand.
You must know as well as I do, the police have definitely been briefed on what to be saying, what to be doing involving COVID, you know?
To be honest, no. To be honest, we can say that we haven't really got anything, not even training for this. So at the end of the day, we just go as...
But what happens is if there's a criminal act that's taken place...
Right, so full police are here now. I can see the lights outside the window, so they're going to be coming in there any second. It's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Like how these people haven't got a clue, literally haven't got a clue. And she's turning the ball round now. It's too late, I've already got it. Turning the ball round now with people's names and everything on it. There they come. Right, here we go. Here we go. Boom.
that you followed up to see what's
Here we go, Anna. Are you ready? Here we go again.
Anna?
Hello, Anna.
Hi, thank you. Are you aware why we're here?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
So first question, are you standing under your oath?
Okay, let's not get good.
No. If you're not
Why is no one prepared to say it?
send some others who are.
Why is no one
Are you
prepared to
standing
say that
under
you're
your
standing under your oath?
It's your job,
Okay,
mate.
why are you here?
No.
No.
Before we proceed,
We're going to go round in circles.
okay, well, can we see your warrant cards then,
You can
please?
see more.
Right, but you're not prepared to say you're standing under your oath. Any
Just
of
for the
you?
record.
No, he said yes. He did say
Are
yes.
you prepared to stand under your oath?
No.
You're not standing under your oath today.
Okay, can you actually tell me what your oath says?
Thank you, sir.
Even if you're not prepared to say you're standing under it, can you tell me what your oath says? I'm not answering your questions. You're not answering any of my questions on what grounds?
We don't need it. There's no.
Are you a public servant?
No, but this is a criminal investigation now.
That means you're a public servant.
I'm not a public servant.
You
That's
are
an
a public
outdated
servant.
term.
No, it's not. It's a public servant. We are a common law jurisdiction. And the reason you're called public servants is because you serve the public. And we pay your wages, yes? You do serve the Crown and the people because the Crown serves us. The King is subject to the law because the law makes the King. Exactly, there is the Crown. Is the Queen not our Queen?
Yeah, she's not.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so she's not above the law, are you?
I serve the Crown, I don't serve the public.
Right, the Crown is under the law. The Crown serves the people.
I'm not going to get into an argument.
Okay, well I'm telling you because I'm a lawyer. You clearly don't understand the legal position. Well, the first part is that you have to stand under your oath.
Right, look, let's get to the
No,
ground.
don't interrupt
Let's
me,
get to
You're not
But we
going to
are.
stand
This
under
is
your
why
oath.
we're here.
Can
Because
you
we have
recite
to
your
establish
oath? Are
anybody
you
who's
able
coming
to
here
recite your
is
oath?
actually
Do you
coming
know
to
what
do the
the
right
oath
thing
Establish
today.
the same. So
Yeah.
guys, just
We need to
pretend.
figure out
Do you?
Put your
Right.
point.
Well, we
Do
are-
you
we
know
are
what
here
the
for the
oath
right
wording
reason.
says? Do you know what the oath wording says?
We're not going to go round
Right,
in
okay.
circles,
Do you know
okay?
what
We-
the
somebody
They
does
need to.
then.
They need,
Do
you need to bring someone down who does.
Can you be quiet, please? Can you be quiet, please? Do you know what the 7 principles of public... Okay, well, I needed to because you were talking over me. I will lower my voice. Can you lower yours and be quiet, please? Do you know the 7 principles of noble life? Do you know
I'm
the
pretty
7
sure you're gonna
principles
tell me. I'm
of
pretty sure
public
you're gonna-
life?
I'm pretty sure you're
Because
gonna
those
tell me.
govern you too.
Okay.
So your oath
Good
governs
stuff.
you, the
Yeah.
7 principles, and your code of conduct governs you. Are you aware that your code of conduct says that you will be held individually, civilly and criminally liable for your actions and omissions in failing to uphold the rule of law, domestic and international? Does your code of conduct say that? You don't know, do you? Have you read your code of conduct?
I'm pretty sure you're going to tell
Have
me.
you read your
No, but she's
code of
asking
conduct?
you a
This is
question.
evidence.
Okay.
Have you
Evidence
read
for
your
what?
code of
Evidence
conduct?
for what?
Evidence for the live criminal investigation
What live-
into gross negligence, manslaughter
Okay.
and misconduct in public office in the crime reference ending in 2-1,
What evidence
which
are you-
you've just acknowledged exists.
What evidence are you looking
This is evidence.
What evidence?
I'm
Here.
asking it now.
Okay.
Have you read your code of conduct?
I don't know myself.
Right. Does it say that you will be held individually liable? You don't know. You
You don't know.
remember
There you go.
that.
Okay, fine.
Do you remember that? Do you know that?
How long are you guys planning
Okay,
on
and you know,
days.
so we're finished.
So shut down.
And you know then that you are individually liable for your actions and omissions of law. If you break the law, you are all subject to the law. Do we agree that?
We have to establish this
Okay.
before we can go forward.
Okay. So,
Go, talk to her. Don't talk
right.
to me.
So first of all,
To achieve.
Once we establish that you know that
can
you
we
are
see
part
your
of the law and
warrant
you know what
cards?
you're
Have you
doing.
shown the warrant cards?
Yeah, he showed his warrant card. Can we
Show your
see? Can
warrant
we
card,
see your
please.
warrant card today, please? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's my warrant card. I'm not going to have you record it.
It makes no difference because it's a public. It's public property,
Yeah,
though,
but
isn't
it's
it?
our names on it. And
Well, you are a police officer and you do serve the public. You know, your names are not like, you know, to be hidden from the public.
you don't... Why?
Because we can take your badge on and just find out your names anyway, so it makes no difference, doesn't it? So to sit there and be a bit like, I don't want to show anyone, it makes no
If you want to
difference.
listen to what she's saying, it's going to become very relevant to you all. So it might be worth you listening
What we're
in.
here to do is make sure that basically you don't cause anyone distress and you don't
Well,
basically commit any offences.
listen,
If you're here to protest,
listen.
that's
No, we're not here to
No, we're not here to-
protest.
we're
We're
here to get
here.
it shut down.
I came yesterday. I made him aware of we would be back today. Okay. The point of it is yeah, there's a live criminal investigation going on now. Places like this are now crime scenes. We've come here today, yeah, to have it shut down, and we want assistance from you guys because you're standing here under your oath today, yeah, and this is a live criminal investigation. We have the evidence here. You have the evidence here as well, okay, yeah, and we want something done today. If you two can't do it, you need to get on the blower to whoever can.
Somebody can.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't have the ability to do it, you need to bring in somebody who can.
We're not going to shut down the vaccines.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
But if you have the ability and you're complying with this, then you're part of
You're
this.
part of it.
And this is why we need to see your badges to see whether you're complying with
Because
us.
if there's what I'm saying to you is that if there's a crime going on here, then you'd shut it down. If everyone in here was everyone in here was taking heroin, yeah, you'd shut it down because there's a crime happening. There's no difference to what's happening here now. We're telling you what these people are doing here is a crime because one.
We've got the evidence. We have the evidence, and there's a crime.
No, but this is what we're doing now. But this is what we're doing. No, but this is what we're doing now. We're building a case to show you. We have the evidence that these are hurting people. Our government tell us that they're safe. They're not safe because safe means without harm. We know for a fact that these are harming people. So right now, there's a crime happening. Now it's up to you as a police officer to follow your code and stop that crime because we have the evidence here. So it's down to you to take the evidence and look into it.
Shut it down.
Yeah, because if not, now you are complicit with what's going on now.
2986.
I get this, for a lot of you, I get this just seems like it's so far-fetched. But trust us, yeah, the evidence is overwhelming. Overwhelming. There's no two ways about it. Can I just ask, have you had your shots?
Yeah.
Have you had your shots? You don't want to, have you had your shots? It's just for the record because ultimately, if you've had your shots, you're biased in what's happening. You can no longer be part of this investigation because you are part of the crime, whether you understand it or not. So, like I said, if you can't help us today, then you need to bring people down.
Or you take someone else,
Apparently you've been shouting in their faces, things like that. We need to make sure that...
I've got it all on camera. I've got everything on camera. I've got everything on camera from the point of we walked in here. So I can prove to you, nobody's been shouting in anybody's faces. Nobody. Nobody.
That's why you
And like I said, this isn't a shock to them because we told them we're coming back today, didn't we? We gave them the information yesterday to look over. Then they should have then taken the decision of the evidence that we've given them, the fact it's a live criminal investigation, the fact that we've given them all the evidence to prove that what they're doing is against the law, and they still open today. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not like they didn't know we weren't coming back. We haven't been violent, have we? We haven't been violent. We haven't been rude. We haven't been shouting in anyone's faces. All we've done is we've come in here. She's addressed the people that are in here today, exactly what we're doing. We've asked for them to call the police as well because this is why we want you here, you know? And this is the process that's going to happen. This is going to happen up and down the country soon. Whether you're on board or not, you know, there has been a major crime playing out. We have been lied to on a global scale, okay? What they've told us is not what has happened. I can prove that myself, just through freedom of information requests up and down the country, through the hospitals that we've got. We know how they scammed us. It was through the PCR testing, and they weren't using it correctly at the beginning. That gave back too many false positives that gave us our case numbers, which we then decided to shut down the whole country and people's livelihoods and inject every single person on the entire planet with this, on falsified numbers, okay? And this is all proven. So at the moment, it's at the very, very early infancy stages, but this is the process that has to play out now. Now, whether or not you're going to play along with it or whether or not you're not, but this has to play out.
You're now actually part of it, unfortunately, as well.
So, you know, unfortunately, because you as the police haven't enforced what you should have, the people are now enforcing it on you to do your jobs correctly. And there's millions of us, tens of millions of us, who want the answers, who want the correct way of it being done, who want justice more than anything. I personally know someone whose old man took 2 shots of this. It's killed him. Heart attack. And that's just one. And you're seeing that's just one person.
On the football pitches, you're seeing footballers falling down, heart attacks every week in, week out. On the football field, aren't you? Premiership games.
There you go. As mad as this sounds.
We've been here before. My 18-year-old father went to Berlin and had to release the prisoners of war from the concentration camps. My uncle was one of those prisoners of war who had been tortured. Okay? They were brought to trial afterwards, as were the police, as were the lawyers, as were the judges.
Can't get a head round it, that's what it is.
As were all the
That's been most people's problem.
Trials of war crimes before the Nuremberg military tribunals. Volume 2, the medical cases. Permissible medical experiments found on page 181 of the Nuremberg judgment. It says the voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential. This means,
They don't know. They don't want to know. They do not want to know. The sheer ignorance of these people is unbelievable. Rolling the eyes, and you know what I mean. It's unbelievable. You can see they don't want to know, and it's always the ones who've had it. They don't want to know. They're not interested. They don't actually care. They don't believe. That's the biggest thing. They don't believe. And unfortunately, as a police officer, you don't get to decide what to believe. You have to investigate the case. You have to investigate the evidence. And it's not even like they've got to go out their way to go and find it. We're here with it. We're here with it. It's all here. It's all here ready to go. And when you're explaining it, they don't want to know. So, these two clearly cannot help us. So I'm guessing we're going to be waiting for a more senior police officer to come down and speak. Because these two are...
We need you, because this is a formal investigation, and we're telling you that a crime is going on.
Right. Sorry, can I just prove it to you? Here we go. It's the international binding criminal law. Right? The medical cases. Page 181, permissible medical experiments. Just read that paragraph, please. Just that one paragraph. That's what's being in breach.
Okay, where we're at now.
Do you want to read that paragraph?
You don't want to read it?
No. Where we're at now.
Okay, I'm going to read it out loud. You can scan it. I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to read it. No, you need to
he doesn't want to know.
So this is what she's telling you.
Okay.
But you're asking what we're here for, and she's trying to explain to you, and then you don't want to know.
What's going to happen is that you guys need to leave. You've been asked to leave.
No,
You're not going to leave.
we're not leaving.
Then we'll do it the hard way.
Okay, fine. That's cool. He said they're going to do it the hard way. They're going to make us leave.
Public announcement. I have in my hands international binding criminal law. This is the trials of war criminals before the Nuremberg military tribunals. Volume 2, the medical cases. On page 181 of this binding international criminal law judgment, it says this: permissible medical experiments. Number 1, the voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential. This means that the person involved should have legal capacity to give consent, should be so situated as to be able to exercise free power of choice, without the intervention of any element of fraud, force, deceit, duress, overreaching, or other ulterior form of constraint or coercion, and should have sufficient knowledge and comprehension of the elements of the subject matter involved as to enable him to make an understanding and enlightened decision.
Not even
This
listening.
latter element
Not even listening and
requires
looking.
that before the acceptance of an affirmative decision of the experimental subject, there should be... And I haven't got the next page. but anyway, that's principle 1 of the Nuremberg Code, 1947, which binds every single one of you in this room and everybody on the planet. And you're in breach.
Sorry, do you want to speak to this young lady?
I've always said a bit.
The craziest thing is they've actually asked why we're here. Yeah. Then when she explains, they all turn their back on her and don't want to listen.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
sir.
if we can get somebody to
Appreciate
speak to us accordingly, we can explain everything and we can come to a civil conclusion.
Yeah, there looks like CID here now, so let's go and ask him if he's standing under his thing, yeah?
I don't have
CID.
to answer you. I don't have to tell you if I'm on my oath.
Let's
I
ask
don't
this
know
one.
what my oath
Let's
says.
ask this one. Let's ask this one. He's just turned up now. He looks like
just
CID.
want to shake you.
I know you. Chill. Yeah.
So these are saying that they're going to arrest us and throw us out if we don't leave.
Yeah. So we're going to ask them if they stand under their oath.
Yeah,
We'll do
that's
the
it.
same thing.
Yeah.
There has to be a process that plays out.
No.
Here we go. Are you ready to ask these as well, yeah? Because they're going to try and throw us out.
Right, well, let's leave. Let's leave.
Absolutely.
No,
We've gathered the evidence. We're leaving. We're leaving. We've gathered the evidence.
So. Yeah, because it's evidence collecting. Do you understand that? And you are part of it now. This evidence. Good. The ignorance is unbelievable. Do you know that? Are you acting under your oath today?
These are grave breaches of the Geneva Conventions. Russia and China have noticed and made an international...
You guys start leaving now.
Yeah, we will when we're ready.
Well, if you don't leave now, we're going to start removing you.
Okay, well, we can try.
We are, that's why we're all here.
Well, we just said we're leaving, but we're talking to your fellow officer at the moment,
Going
yeah?
through the same process as we first, right?
We're going through the same process because you refuse to listen to what we're telling you and you refuse to act like you should do as a police officer. Exactly, you're not interested. You don't get to choose to be interested when there's a crime. You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose. If there was someone being stabbed outside, you don't get to choose whether or not to interject with it.
Right now, this is a public place.
Yeah, it's actually a crime scene. It's actually a crime scene.
No, it is a crime scene. We've got a crime reference number. It's been investigated at the moment.
Crime scene. What's happening right now, what they're doing to these people right now is a crime. It's just the same as if we were standing in there and they were stabbing people. That's a crime, isn't it? Yeah?
Well, they come here, free speech.
Yeah, exactly. But they have to have informed consent. They have to have informed consent, sir. Unfortunately, they're not getting informed consent in here, which is actually against the law.
When we were trying to talk to them, they walk off and now they want to walk off.
No, they want to talk.
Yeah, now they want to talk. We've seen that
Can I just get your warrant cards just for the record, just so that we know? Because, like I said, this is all for. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. No, I want to see your warrant card, please, sir. No, I want to see your warrant card, so it's evidence. So we actually see you today as a serving police officer, and you showed your evidence. Thank you very much.
It's got my picture on it and a number.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All those deaths will be in your hands.
What happens now is you are now complicit in what's going on with this crime.
We came here yesterday and we did let them know that we would be back today. I pre-warned them, do you know what I mean? I told them what was happening.
It doesn't mean they have to let you in. If it's a private place, if they don't want you here.
Well, it's a public service they're doing, so it can't be a private place and a public service.
It's still a private building.
Okay. We're here now anyway, so it makes no difference.
But let's make it very clear, right? We now have all of your details. We've told you that the law's being broken. In fact, what we've told you are grave breaches of the Geneva Conventions are being broken. Prohibited acts of war are being committed, such that Russia and China have issued a declaration calling the West out on our grave breaches and threatening war.
You can see this
That's
now.
why we're here.
Okay. Well, this is
Be very clear.
At least we've got all the information.
This is a serious national security threat. And that
For the
is
record
view
as
of
well,
us
just because
veterans.
it's gathered, it's evidence gathering. Are you jabbed, sir? You are you jabbed as well, sir? No, but it's just for the evidence. It's just to prove what we're saying. Why there's a bias in your reception to what we're doing.
We're not. I've got no bias here at all.
No, okay.
We're just waiting for you guys to move on.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I just tell you all, you're all very young, with respect, you're very young. You've admitted you don't know the law. You've admitted you don't even know your oath and your code of conduct. And I'm afraid that is not good enough. You're in breach of your duty of care. It's a fitness to practice issue. If you don't know the law, you don't even know you're breaking it. And these breaches are putting us into a threat of war with China and Russia.
She
I know.
arrogant. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Learn to respect your elders and people who know more than you.
When you're behind bars, you'll be fine.
We're gonna step down.
Yeah, no,
We're gonna step down.
I know, I've just seen that.
No. So it's serious now. You must know that something's going on now.
Those on your jackets, you haven't accidentally left them.
No, we've left nothing here. We leave as we came. You're going to find out sooner or later, and it's going to be one of the biggest shocks for you guys. It really is. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your help. Thank you, guys.
No, you know what? My fucking family were, and they were in prisoner of war camps. Good for you that you didn't have to endure it. They died so that you had your freedom.
Just so you know, guys, live in criminal investigation happening here now with what they're injecting into people. Live in criminal investigation. If that doesn't ring a bell, yeah, you are, mate, standing there for something that you don't know what you're putting in your body. Live in criminal investigation. Just think about it. Live in criminal investigation.
I am Lieutenant de Bruisseray of the British Army, and I'm a senior lawyer. I'm working with
Live
sex
criminal investigation into what they are injecting into people. If that doesn't scare you, nothing will. That's it, yeah. The ignorance is beyond. It's beyond. Under what, mate? What do you want to be tagged under? Hood rich? Tag me in.
Good luck. We've got all the evidence.
Nice to.
We've got all the evidence.
Ketchup. That's it. Woo! And there you have it.
We've got more evidence than what we've had any other time. So we've actually
This process has to play out. Yeah. That's how it has to be.
And do you know what? We've got evidence, and
Okay,
and we've managed to walk out without getting
signing
arrested.
off, people.